Welcome. Daf Chof Beis, Masechta Sotah. Itmar, we learned in a Brisa. Kara v'shana v'leishimesh tamid chachamim. If somebody read, meaning he learned and he reviewed, but he wasn't mishamesh tamid chachamim, which means he didn't spend time with them to understand the reasoning behind it and what's really attached to all of these halachas. According to Rabbi Elazar, this person, even though technically he learned, because he wasn't Mishamash Tamid Chachamim, he's considered to be an Am Haaretz, an ignoramus. Shmuel bar Nachmani Amar, he's a bur. Shmuel bar Nachmani says he's a bur, which is even stronger or less than Am Haaretz. Rabbi Yanai Eimer, he's a kusi. Rabbi Yanai says this is Mamash a goy. Acha bar Yaakov Eimer, he's a mogush. Acha bar Yaakov says it's a mogush, which is like a sorcerer, a mechashev. It makes sense that it is indeed considered to be a mogush, someone that's a sorcerer, because he learned it, he reviewed it, but he wasn't mishamash with chachamim. That makes the most sense. Why? The amri inshi ratin megusha v'leyada my amar. That the people that are doing the sorcery, they say words, all different types of abracadabra type of gibberish, but they don't know what they're saying. Similarly, this person, Tani Tana my Amar. He's learning stuff, he's saying things, he doesn't know what he's talking about because he wasn't Mishamash Tamid Chachamim. Tana Rabbanan. Now we're on this topic of what's an ignoramus or what's considered to be an Am Haaretz. Says the Brisa, Hizehu Am Haaretz. What's considered, who is an Am Haaretz? Kol she'ene keire krishma shachlis ve'arvis b'brichei seho. Someone who doesn't read krishma, shachlis, and arvis in the morning and the evening with its brachas, that would be considered an Am Haaretz. This is the opinion of the mayor. Anyone who doesn't put on tefillin would be considered to be an Am Haaretz. As I says, anyone that doesn't have tzitzis in his garment, he would be considered an Am Haaretz. According to the Yenis Abba Yosef, anyone that has children, but he's not raising them to study Torah, others say, another version or another opinion that even if someone did read, meaning he learned and he reviewed, which means he did chumash and he didn't learning halachas, mishnayos, and so on, but he wasn't mishamash with chachamim, that's Am Haaretz. Karav is a board. If he learned only chumash but didn't learn mishnah, then it's considered to be a board. If he didn't do either of them, neither the chumash nor the mishnah, meaning any types of learning, he is, about him, the pasuk says in Yirmiyah, using the term of zera adam and zera behema. This person is compared to be like a seed of an animal. It's compared to an animal because he's not putting in any types of learning whatsoever. You could turn this around and say it in a positive way, that anyone that is saying Shema in the morning and at night, he's already not considered an Am Haaretz, or just putting on tefillin, or just raising his children to learn Torah. All those categories, once he does that, he's not considered to be an Am Haaretz according to Torah. What does it mean? What does this pasuk mean? It's referring to those that are learning halachas. Pshita, this is obvious that this applies to those that learn halachas. So what's the pasuk coming to tell you? I would have thought shein and bechet. They're learning it even if they're learning the halachas, but they're doing it without the proper behavior. So he's clarifying that it has to be learned properly. Because Ravuna said regarding someone that does averos without tshuva and he learns, when once a person transgressed an avera, v'shanaga, and he did it multiple times, it starts to himself, he starts feeling as if it is permissible. Sometimes a person gets into the habit of doing something wrong, he doesn't feel so bad about it anymore, and in his mind, or to a certain extent for himself, he considers it to be permissible. Kamash Malan, that it's not enough just to learn, he has to be not doing other avedas. Tana, we learned at the name of Ali Ilam that the It says that those that are learning, but they're destroying the world. What does it mean destroying the world? They're causing others to mess up because they're teaching things with mistakes. They're not properly reviewing it and learning it. They don't have it fully clear. We learned similar in the Brayse. The similar answer was given in the Brayse when we said, how could you say they're destroying the world? They're actually settling the world. It says that someone that learns halachis is making the world to be a better place. They are coming up with or instructing, giving halachis without properly learning it, without properly reviewing it. They didn't get through the to the bottom of it, and they're already giving halachas. Isha Prusha v'chulu, we learned in the Mishnah regarding Isha Prusha that it's considered to be a negative thing. Tana Rabbana, we learned Psula Tzlainis. A Psula is one that davens a lot. The Almana Shivavis. And Almana is called an Almana, which is a Shivavis, which means she goes around to her neighbors and she's talking to everybody and just constantly visiting people. The Katan Shleikol Chadashav, and a minor who didn't conclude his months. These are the ones that are destroyers of the world. For the Gemara Eini, is not the case. Rabbi Yechanan says, we learned that you learn from a Psula. On the contrary, you don't see it as a negative thing that she's davening a lot. You see from here that she actually is afraid of Averis. She has a real Yirah Shamayim. You see that Almana is the idea of getting schar because she goes to great extents to do mitzvahs. So you see, a person should try very hard when it comes to doing mitzvahs and receiving the schar. Yirach chet mipsula. We learned the yirach chet from psula. The vechanan shamala he psula the nafla apo. The kol rabbeinu shlam zgenos gehenim rasu tekem hashem. Yiratzim v'nachash le'yikosh b'bnei adam. Where do you learn yiras shamayim yiras chet from a psula? Because the vechanan said that he heard a psula that fell on her face, and she said that Rebbeinu Shel Olam, you created Gan Eden, you created Gehenim, you created tzaddikim, you created Rishayim, and she says he that nobody should end up doing an avera as a result of me. So you see, it's a positive thing. Kibul schar me amana. Where do you learn the idea of Kabbalah schar from amana? The hi amana the avoy beiknishta b'shvivusa. She had a shul, a place where she could go daven in her neighborhood, close to where she lived. But every day she would go and daven, not in her neighborhood, but she would go all the way to the Beis Medrash of Rabbi Yechanan, and she would daven over there. So he told her, "Biti, do you not have a shul somewhere closer to you? They have to come all the way this distance." So she told him, "Rebbe, don't I have a reward for walking distance? I'm going to the further shul because there's more reward for the walking." So why are you saying that somehow it's a negative thing, their behavior? On the contrary, you learn positive from both the Psula and the Almana. Kika Amara, Kigain Yuchni Basra TV. What he's really talking about is like Yuchni Basra TV. She was an Almana that was a Mechashefa. She was a sorcerer or a witch, I guess you could say. And what she would do is, when she knew that women had to give birth, she would do various different types of sorcery to make problems that they should have difficulty giving birth. And then they would come to her and ask her to daven, not knowing that she's the cause. And then she would say, sure, no problem. She's going at it as if she's taking away any type of spell which she herself put there, and would fix the issue. But she was obviously fooling them, and she was a witch or a sorceress. So that's what we're talking about, not obviously in the positive sense. My katan shalei kol lechadashav. This is how we explain it. This is when we say a katan, a minor who didn't conclude his months, it's talking about a Talmid Chacham who is kicking, so to speak, or despising, not listening, going against his teachers because he didn't finish all of his proper learnings. Rabbi Abba Amar is a Talmud Legilei Ra. Rabbi Abba says this is a Talmud which did not reach the level to issue halachas, to explain things, to really direct what's right and what's wrong. Umeira, nonetheless, even though he's not on that level, he's going and he is teaching. What's this pasuk that says in Mishlei that Rab Mechalam Mipila, Atzum Kol Rogel, Ki Rab Mechalam Mipila is a Talmud Chacham. When it says that Rab Mechalam Mipila, that refers to Talmud Chacham, Shleigia Lehira, who did not reach the level of Hira, and nonetheless, Umeira, he's going and giving direction in halacha. Atzum Kol Rogel, that's the Talmud Chacham Shleigia Lehira Ve'nei Meira. That's the other way around. The Talmud Chacham who has the knowledge, he has the shimush, and he is deciding not to teach others, not to paskin. What does it mean? Someone that reached Torah, but kama darbayin shnin until 40 years. All of his years are only 40, as it says that regarding Abaye and Rava, that by them you find that it was Taka in Sefat Hashanah was 40. They were earlier than 40. Okay. We look in the Baisa. Shiva Purushin Hain, there are 7 Purushin. Now we're talking about people that are separate or keeping themselves separate. There's 7 types. And I will explain what all these 7 are. Parash Shichmi, Parash Nikfi, Parash Kizoi, Parash Meduchia, Parash Machivasi Ve'esana. There is one that is Parash Shichmi, Parash Nikfi, Parash Kizoi, Parash Meduchia, Parash Machivasi Ve'esana, Parash Me'aba, Parash Me'yira is 7. Parash Shichmi, what does Shichmi mean? Someone that does Ma'aseh Shechem. Ma'aseh Shechem is he's making as if he's doing things L'Shem Shamayim. Like the people of Shechem, they had a bris, but it wasn't for the right reasons. They were trying to, or their governor was trying to have a chasana with Yaakov's family. So they all had bris. And someone who does mitzvahs or does good things for the wrong reasons, and he makes as if he's doing it for the right reasons. Parosh Nikfi, someone that's making as if he is he walks in a certain way that he's keeping his toes next to his heels as he walks, and as a result, he bangs his feet, his toes, into stones. I guess he wants to come across as a needy person or someone with problems. Parash Kizoi is someone that's closing his eyes. He shouldn't see anything that's inappropriate, but as a result, he's banging his head into the walls. He's tripping. He's bumping into stuff, and he has blood. He's bleeding. He is going bent over like meduchia. He's making as if he's all bent over and he can't stand straight and so on. He says, "What's my requirement?" But I didn't do it, and he's showing everyone what else do I have to do to be correct. In other words, I did everything I need to do. What else do I have to do? Let's stop over here. We'll start my live shortly.